Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Music, another episode in our fancy new little podcast space. Thank you, Laura. All right, so today we are talking about transitioning from school to summer, celebrating your successes, if I can speak, and then also like what do we do in the summer? Like what do we do with all this time that we now have?
All this time that we have.
Which it ends up being so little. But anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, so as the time we're recording this, we have like 3 days of school left, which is glorious. By the time that this posts, we will be into summer. But I know a lot of times, like I end the school year, I've taught a long time now. And sometimes I leave the school year just feeling like meh.
Yeah.
Like this year
like
just
burnt out. I'm tired. I'm frustrated.
Not a great year.
I'm frustrated at like things that did happen, things that didn't happen that I really thought
were in my control, things that were completely out of my control.
Yeah.
And so, but I feel like we've had some really good years as well. So we're going to talk about how do you end the year, at least with a positive mindset, even if the year was a rough one for you. And then, what do you do with all that time? So Katie, how do you celebrate the end of your year?
So my family tradition, we always do last day of school root beer floats. But and that's just like a personal celebration. But I like to reflect on just the music making that happened in my classroom. That, if we went to contest and got a good result, great. But like I didn't take my band to really any contests. We went to solo and ensemble. And that was fine. We did okay, but it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. But I just think about like where we started and where we are now. And I always there's a spider on the floor that I'm noticing. I'm just gonna let it be, but that's why I'm pointing.
Mr. Spider.
So there's a little friend joining us.
Stay over there. We'll stay over here.
It's fine. So anyway, back to my point. Beginning of the year, I always record. I need to do this for every band. I'll like jot that down as a thing to do. But I always record beginning band in their first song, which I use the Essential Elements book, and so it's the Fab Five. It's like number 10 in the Essential Elements book, and it's like that, which is roughly what a beginning, clarinet sounds like. But I always record that, and then we come back to it at Christmas time, and then we come back to it at the end of the year. And I'll bring it up, like if we have a tough day and the kids are really down on themselves, and I'm like, hey, remember this, like you are making progress. So that sometimes I'll just listen to it. But I do have recordings kind of throughout the year of like I'll try to record our music and then listen back to it as a classroom activity. But for me too, at the end of the year to listen to it and be like, oh yeah, like we did used to sound like that, but look at where we are now. And so I think like literally sitting through and thinking about like my students' growth through the year, that is very helpful to me.
I guess having a growth mindset.
Yes.
And even if you feel like your ensemble wasn't super strong, think about those individual students. You know what? Maybe a lot of your kids didn't, really excel that year, but try to find one kid that you're like, wow, like that kid really improved this year, whether it was just in their attitude, in their musical skill. What is some way that you can identify like them being in my ensemble, them being in my class, like made them better? And
it's getting closer. I know it's harmless, but I don't want it.
We'll keep you up to date on the spider situation.
Sorry, Laura. Continue.
So thinking about like how do you like celebrate with the students like the year, whether it was a super successful year by your own account or not? How do you make them end of the year feeling successful, right? Because that's how we're going to get them to continue in your program, right? No one wants to continue being on a sinking ship. So they want to feel like they were really successful. So how do we do that? How do we make the kids feel like it was a good year?
Yeah, so we take a trip, band and choir trip to Holiday World, which is our kind of an amusement park nearby. But it's just a fun trip. And that is kind of supposed to be a celebration. I try to do different awards for each ensemble that kind of lift up the kids, and especially like I'll lift up the kids that are the ones that like typically get awards because they are doing really well, and I do think you should recognize that. But I also want to try to find awards that lift up the kids that don't always get awards. So I do like a most improved award for a kid that like they are not winning top 10 in their class, but they are trying really hard in my class and they are doing such a great job. I do like a most spirited award, someone who just like has a good attitude. Like they don't have to be the best player. Maybe they are the best player, but they also just like come in with a positive, fun, happy attitude every day. And it's really great. And this spider is just really wanting to join in our podcast. And I'm just going to let it happen.
Yeah, I've done similar awards. I kind of got away from awards just out of my program's been in it's kind of a strange flux in the last few years. But we always did kind of a top musicians in each ensemble, and then the kids always voted on what we called the Spark Plug Award, which is kind of your most spirited. Who's that person that lights us up, that lifts us up, and finding those. We always do the holiday world trip. That's always just a fun end of the year. We don't have to perform. Their families are welcome to come, and we just do all that together.
It's after the last day of school, so that makes it scheduling really nice because then it's just like it truly like the year is done and we get to have fun.
Yeah. All right, so summer is here.
Yes.
So we're feeling good. We're feeling good about last year. We were talking
Sorry,
about
my
earlier.
face doesn't match what we're feeling because it's like crawling near/into my backpack. It's fine. Okay. I'm sorry. The spiders just really got me focused. Okay. It is summertime.
Spidergate 2025.
Spider saga. Okay. Yeah. So like we were just talking about this before the episode started. I get to summertime and I have so many great ideas of things I want to do. I love crafting. So like I want to do my hobbies. I want to sit outside and read. I want to go to the pool. I want to spend time with my friend. My one friend.
It's me.
It's Laura. I want to like do some extra work at school and get the band room cleaned up and ready and get like lessons planned and concert music. I want to get the entire school year planned. And I always set my goals really, really high. And then I also have like too many options. Like I have so many options that I can't do any of them because I'm like, what am I going to do?
Because like we don't have to, as if we worked in an office, say like you have your tasks that you need to get done for the day, but it's kind of up to you on, when you do this, when you do that, when you go to the bathroom, when you go get a drink of water, but our days are hyper scheduled, exactly down to the minute,
to the second almost,
to the 8:34 a.m. this happens.
Yeah.
And then we get into the summer and our brains don't know what to do with that. But yet I feel bad about scheduling my summer days.
Right.
Like,
it feels like I'm a bad teacher because I'm scheduling my time off. I don't know. Because I've complained all year long about having to like do all this stuff all the time, and I just want time and I just want to relax and I just want to be able to chill out, and then I have all the time to chill out and then I'm like, well, now I feel guilty.
Well, I also think like we have this pressure to like enjoy your summer. Our superintendent at our award ceremony was like, I hope you all take this opportunity to relax and recharge, and so you can come in August and ready for a new year. And so I'm like, okay, I feel the need to relax. Here I am. I'm relaxing. I am so relaxed.
Yeah. Well, I have 2 toddlers, so.
Yeah.
But yeah. So something new. I'm trying to do it. So this is before school has ended. Because this is exciting to me to like schedule things out. And I think a lot of us as teachers, and especially music teachers, that we are used to such a strict schedule, and being on time and doing all these things and filling our calendar with extra performances. So I have taken my planner and I've literally put down, because I know like my kids are going to be in daycare on XYZ days, and I'm going to have this much time and I'm going to do this. So I've scheduled like these days I'm at school from this time to this time, so that I know I'm going to get some work done specifically on these days. But then after that, it's nap time, or it's like read a book time, or it's me time for 1 hour or whatever. And like even scheduling down to the hour, that's something I discovered in college that was really, really helpful for me to manage my time to do better. And so in my phone calendar, it was every single hour, even if it was like literally eating lunch or like watching TV or whatever, like I put it on my schedule and I made sure that it was in my calendar so I knew what was coming up, what I needed to do. So I didn't have that downtime and that like terrifying freezing, like, oh my gosh, I have 8 hours completely to myself. Like, but I have to clean the house, but I also want to read, but I also want to sleep, but I also want to go for a run, but I also want to like bake bread, but and it just gets overwhelming. So I've scheduled like, every Wednesday is going to be pool day, and every Friday is going to be go to the library, or at 2:00 is reading time, or I don't know, but I'm trying really hard to like, schedule all the things.
Cool. I'm not that organized in mine, which is fine, because you're listening, you may be thinking, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Or you may be thinking that would just stress me out so much. So what I tend to do is I do put like work days on the calendar, because that means I also have to plan for childcare. My kids don't go to daycare because they're in school. So I have to figure out like who's going to be home with them, or are they coming to school with me, or however. So I plan those work days. And then I use my Todoist app to kind of make plans for the day. And I sometimes even do it a few days in advance. I can say, I'm going to do laundry on Wednesday. And so I can go ahead and schedule that out. Wednesday, laundry pops up. And so I kind of think through the things, and I plan even the fun things. I plan I
think that's important. Like put the fun things in your calendar. And just to like interrupt a little bit, like I've started doing, now that I have kids, this is much more important, but I have like every month I have a Katie fun day, and then I have like my husband fun day, and then I have like a date night. So like he gets an afternoon, evening, whatever, a whole day. If he needs a whole day, take the whole day. Like that's your day. But like he gets a day, I get a day, we get a day. And I think that's really important. Like put it in the calendar so you can't fill it with anything extra.
Right. Because I know like my husband and I, we're really guilty of like, well, nothing is on the calendar. So we get in our heads like, oh, that's the night I'm going to do, X, Y, or Z. And then the next thing you know, one of us, me, has put something on the calendar during that time because there was an open slot. So clearly something could go there. So scheduling your fun time, like do it. Plan ahead.
Yeah. Side note, as a parent, I think the one piece of advice I have to give is just constant communication. Like I'm constantly asking my husband, like, hey, what are your plans for today? As in like, do you need to mow the yard? Do you need to complete a project? Do you need to do X, Y, Z? So that I know I'm on the hook for being in charge of our children. And so I think like that helps me so I can plan my day and my like, oh, I was going to go relax. I was going to go do this. But then like, if I know, okay, like he's got a really big project he's got to work on. Okay, cool. I'm hanging out with the kids, so let's find something fun to do.
Yeah.
And putting it in your calendar. Like literally everything goes in the calendar. As silly as it may seem, like, I don't know, put your showers in your calendar if you have to. Like.
Yeah. And so, hey, if that's not you, if you don't have kids and you're like, I just want to lay by the pool all day, then
do that.
Live that life. Love that journey for you. But if there are things that you want to get done over the summer at school, schedule it. So maybe let's move on. So what are some of the things that you want to get done over the summer at school?
Yes, that's a good point. Not, and before I launch into this, if you're like, I don't want to even think about school, don't. It's okay. You don't get paid for that time. So don't worry about it. There are plenty of summers where I have worked really hard. There are plenty of summers where I haven't for whatever reason. And that's okay. Like, I personally need to do these things because I know when I do them during the summer, it will make my school year easier, especially now that I have kids. Like that is defining a lot of what I'm doing over the summer now in my whole life.
We can't just stay long hours during the school year. I will say also though, I will not do any work in the school building during the month of June hardly. Like June is pretty much like I take that month off, and then July, then I'll start piece it in some, but no, like take some time.
Yeah.
Give your brain a break.
Yeah, take some time. Like, I think the first week off, the first like full summer week, I have like completely blocked off. So I actually do like 4th of July summer band. I also work at a music camp, and then I have like one conference that I'm going to. So there's like 3.5 weeks of actual like time that I'm actually kind of working and earning some extra money there, which is nice. But things for my band that I want to get accomplished. I have started doing a music theory workbook, so I want to get that printed and ready to go before school starts. Our pet band binders are a mess, so I need to get that figured out and cleaned up. I want to get a good general idea for the year. Like, what is my overall goals, and what are like some big projects? Like, I do some big projects with the band. We do a composition project at the end. That's kind of our final project. We do I call it a makerspace project. The kids, we have a makerspace, so like 3D printers, laser engravers, vinyl cutter, poster printer, wood shop, all these things. And it's very open-ended, and I just tell the kids, like, make a physical product for the band room or for band that is going to help band in some way. Maybe it's something specific to you. Maybe it's something for everybody, but like make something that's going to be helpful. I can launch into that in a different podcast episode, but I kind of want to get a good like calendar of the year, because I often have all these big lofty ideas of like, oh, I want to do this project. I want to try to do this. I want to try to introduce jazz, but like I don't schedule it, and then I get into concert time and rehearsal time, and it gets really overwhelming. So those are kind of the main idea things. And then anything else I get done is just like icing on the cake. Oh, and like organizing the band room, because it becomes kind of a mess, especially in May.
Yeah. So I have one conference that I go to at the very end of June that I have the plan to go to that. And then I'm on the IMEA board. So we have that board meeting. So I have those kind of like school related things that I have to do. But similar with you, like my music library is
forever
and ever been an issue. I mean, for 18 years, my music library has continued to be an issue. So every single summer I say, I'm going to go in and I'm going to work on that. And just get the room organized, get all my stuff organized.
Yeah, just like clean the piles. I have band cubbies for all the band instruments, and they just get wrecked through the year. And just that room just becomes a massive pile of stuff.
Yeah, and it just like cleaning your own house, like you just feel better. If you can come in August or the end of July, if you're one of those poor souls, whenever you come in and school's starting, if you can come in to a clean room that's ready to go, you're just going to feel so much better. As far as curriculum goes, it all depends on what my schedule is. I mean, I'm not sure I've had the same schedule than 2 or 3 years in a row in my entire career. So, getting that master schedule, looking at it, sometimes it means creating a whole new curriculum. Yep. If I have a whole new class, that's what I was doing last summer. And just getting those things ready to go. My goal before teacher day, we always have one day before school starts, is that the room is ready and that I have first day of school plans.
Yes.
I'm like, I just need to know that if the kids were to come right now,
school could happen.
It could happen.
Yeah. And then, so I always like first day of school now is pretty set in my brain. Like I know what to expect. Looking at, and for me it's like, okay, first day of school, and then I get that done, and then it's like, okay, the rest of the week, what do we do? And we start like kind of in the middle of the week this year, so we have like a half a week, and then the second week of school, okay, like what am I, and then I kind of start to slowly like, again, just create an outline for myself, because I know if I try to really actually schedule real things, it's not going to go right, and then I'm going to be upset that it didn't go exactly the way I wanted it to.
I ever have this crazy memory of whenever I was a first year teacher.
Oh, no.
And like, you get through your first day of teaching, and you're exhausted. Like, you just feel like you have been, like, run over because, like, what just happened.
And I didn't sleep at all the night before my first day of school.
Of all the things that could go wrong. And I remember, like, they left, and I, like, sat down at my desk, and I was like, all right. And then I thought, they're going to come back tomorrow and want something different. Like, what? And so getting that plan, getting that first day, that first week of school.
But if you teach elementary, it's the same lessons on the second day, theoretically. Depending on your school system, I don't know. I know there are different, like, some elementaries it's like K through 2, so it's kind of a different. Well, anyway.
But still, you still get to repeat lessons though, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's super nice. Yeah. All right.
Well, I'm excited for summer.
I'm so excited for summer.
We're
I'm
almost
so excited.
there. We're almost there in our world here.
Yeah.
So
it's been a good year, no matter what contests we did or didn't do, what trophies we did or didn't win. I'm still really proud of the kids I have. I'm proud of myself for all the things I got to do and things I accomplished and got through. I'm proud of you, Laura. I want you to know that. Aww. I know it's been a tough year. You made it.
You. This has been a really tough year, especially the spring semester has just been it's been a bit of a whirlwind, but that's part of it. I mean, if you're going to be in this profession long term, you have to figure out how to balance your life and your job and how to manage, your own family and your own house. And then you got this whole other family of kids at school that are counting on you, and you learn how to manage it. I think we're starting to figure that out. So if you're there, we're here with you, and let us know. So
we're proud of you too. Those of you watching. Yeah.
We are proud of you because you know what? You survived.
You made it.
You survived the year. Congratulations.
And you're watching this podcast video, so you're obviously, or you're listening, so you're obviously on the right track.
You're obviously a highly intelligent person.
Like, subscribe, comment, rate, review, all the things.
Ooh, we have an Etsy shop now.
Yeah, we do. We have merch.
Yeah, absolutely. So find us on Etsy.
Small Town Music Goods.
Yeah, we have some t-shirts. We have some of the posters that I created already for my classroom. They're hanging up. So if you want your classroom to look just like mine, you can find some of our posters and some of our Small Town Music logo. And we're going to be putting even more up there. So check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So smalltownmusicpodcast@gmail.com, Instagram, small.townmusic, TikTok, smalltownmusicpodcast, YouTube, smalltownmusic21. All the things. We have a new logo, the pink and green circle.
Yeah. So let us know. How do you plan on spending your summer? What are you working on? What are you most looking forward to? What's your goals?
Yeah. Right. We'd love to hear from you.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.